Hello. If you want to use your phone up and down style, it may be easier for this because of the side by side. Okay. Let me give this a little test here. Oh, we're apparently live and I didn't even hit live, although, okay. Alright, I guess we'll just start here then. Actually, no, stop. I don't know why, but for some odd reason, the program keeps going live by itself. I don't know why. It's the stupidest thing. Okay, before I hit the official thing, I'm gonna tweet out. And alright, you ready? I'm gonna
I'm ready, Freddy.
Slap this intro up. Alright, hello everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry for the weird format this week. And sorry for any poor audio quality. We don't have our usual stuff. Okay. This is we're doing something weird this week. So for
It's Ohio, and I'm not.
well, I'm in Pennsylvania now, but I was in Ohio.
He was in Ohio.
Yeah, I'm in like West Pennsylvania. But okay. So this episode is kind of just a filler thing because we're gonna put the full actual episode up tomorrow. We're gonna do it live, and
We'll have to do that at like
yeah,
3 o'clock tomorrow. So
yeah.
that's
So it's gonna be a little off regular. And we had some issues getting things set up here for this thing because of people being forgetful. Dad. So, well, let's introduce this episode. I guess we never said welcome to Alive and Well. I'm alive, but I'm not sure that I'm well right now, which is generally the point of this.
I'm alright.
He's alright, that's good. Let me get the volume on this one thing real quick. Oops.
This is like taking a continuous selfie, and I don't like it.
Oh, I know, it's weird. Okay, so this episode we're going to just do a little bit of talking about the upcoming election because of screw it. And that's probably the best reason ever, I'm sure. But okay. So let's talk about this. I had no idea what to how to like format this. So how do we start talking about this topic, this awful topic that is the election?
I don't know. Let's start talking about how it's weird. Like, it's different, but at the same time, it's the same thing as we've always seen.
That's fair.
Like, I think a lot of people are like, this election is like none before, but it is. It's like every other election.
Yeah, you end up with a lot of the same, I don't know, rhetoric, is that the right word?
Yeah,
from both sides.
The only difference is that everyone acknowledges that both candidates aren't qualified.
That's true. That's true. A lot of people this year, I think, definitely have. They've been like, yo, these suck.
Yeah, like, normally not everyone is a huge fan of both candidates, but they at least like one of them. And
Yeah.
they're not voting so that the other one doesn't get elected. I think this year what it's basically going to be is picking the lesser of two evils, which I don't think that's how a democracy should work.
Yeah.
But fortunately, that's where
I guess.
situation we're in.
Yeah, I guess with that we can kind of move into the idea of like, do you think that the two-party system is a bad system? Do you think?
I think it is in the way that I think we should not be limited to two choices from things that were like. I think it's dumb how we're a democracy where we like basically the people pick who they want, but in the way it's set up and how the system is, we don't want either of them, but they're still our choices.
Yeah.
So it's like
It almost makes you wonder. Well, I mean, we say that, but at the same time, it's like we did elect at least for like the Republicans did elect Donald Trump
yeah.
as their representative, and Democrats chose Hillary. Although it sounds more and more like the Democratic side was pretty rigged for Hillary, but it is what it is. Yeah, so I mean, we do kind of choose whoever we want in a sense, but I mean, what?
It's weird that it comes out to be who nobody wants.
Yeah. Anyway, like it ended up getting to the point where it was just straight up awful.
Yeah, there were no good choices. And I think the reason the Republican side worked out the way it did is because I think the best part of Donald Trump's campaign may have been while he was running for the Republican vote.
Yeah.
Because like there were obvious flaws in the other candidates, and he did a really good job of pointing those out and flushing them out right away. And from what I saw, none of the other Republican candidates had the guts to stand up for themselves or say anything that no one else has said about Donald Trump yet. So,
yeah, and I think that was one of the really big issues with a lot of the Republican candidates was the fact that they apologized for like everything, even if it wasn't something they really should have apologized for per se. Like they were really apologetic, and I think that made them come off a lot weaker than Donald Trump.
Yeah, everyone jokes about Jeb Bush, but I think the Republican nominees were all Jeb Bush this year.
Yeah, they were. It was just a giant Jeb Bushing around, which is awful. But I didn't even like Jeb Bush at all. But okay, frick, I lost my train of thought. Oops, sorry, I keep getting messages, and I can't mute them all. Okay. I don't know what else.
What do you think about the two-party system?
I think that I'm kind of on the line with it because I like to think that it does a good job at generally representing everyone, but I think we've been a little too like black and white with our sides at the moment instead of anything that's kind of like down the middle or anything that represents different ideas or stuff. So I mean, at the same time, I think that opening it up to more parties would really help, I guess, especially in this election where we have such awful choices and I'd say at least, I don't know, 60% of the population doesn't want any of the two candidates. So, I mean...
Yeah, I think what the two-party system limits is whenever you have two parties, you have two sides to an argument. And you only have two solutions. And with Republican and Democrats, it's always the exact opposite. If you would have more candidates and you would have other parties available and more, like their voices are heard more, then instead of only having two solutions to a problem, you have more solutions and ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's they're either for something or against something, and there should be more options. Like, okay, well, how about we twist something, we change it around a little bit, but with the two-party system, they're just both, like, the Democrats say something and the Republicans are like, well, we think the exact opposite, and vice versa. So there's no room for improvement. There's just room for opposal.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, well, as far as things go, like having differing opinions and stuff, I think if you watched the debates between the Democrats early on and the debates between all of the Republicans early on, I think something that you'll notice is that, especially with the Republican side, you had a lot more diversity. It seemed like a lot of different differing ideas and stuff. where I think the biggest thing I heard about the Democrats disagreeing upon was like how strict on guns they should be, and like that was it. Everything else they agreed on, which was kind of weird. Like you'd think there'd be a little more like ideas, I guess.
Yeah, they're.
I mean,
I
it
guess.
could. I mean, if you think about it in a certain way, like you get like broad spectrum from the Republican side, and then you get a single idea from there, and it kind of generally makes up. Gosh dang it, Seth! My brother keeps texting me, and I can't. I've muted all my devices, but it still comes up. So what was I saying? Crap. So you get a good like a general overall choices, but the problem I think with it is that you're voting either if you want to vote for one of those more diverse, at least this year, if you wanted to vote for one of those more diverse and different idea sets than just like Donald Trump or Hillary's ideas, you had to vote like in the Republican Party, but you had to vote for a specific different candidate, and so that made it a lot less likely for them to even get get a foot in the door, I guess.
Yeah, I think
Where
one thing definitely help a lot with people voting, especially this year. If like if you hate both candidates and you don't like you, I think it's good to prioritize what you want, like what your main what your main stances on issues are. I think it's really important to prioritize that and then say, okay, well, I am definitely against abortion, or I'm definitely like against guns or pro guns or whatever. But like if you're definitely on a certain stance for something, then make that list in your head ahead of time, and then go on like find websites or whatever and see what candidates line up the most on your important issues. Because one of the big problems is you're never going to find a candidate that lines up 100% with everything you believe in. You might,
yeah,
but it's very rare. So whenever you have two people that you don't really want to vote for either, and we don't have any other choices, the best thing to do is just, I mean, there are technically four candidates, the third party ones,
yeah,
and this is like everyone forgets, like, oh yeah, look, there's the third party. Look at
mm-hmm,
them too, and find which candidate lines up the most with your stances that you like. That's the number one thing you care about. It's like, these are the things that I want my president to represent,
yeah,
and if one opposes it, then make sure you don't vote for them. Vote for someone who's only for your main
yeah.
thing.
So then I guess that brings up another interesting topic. Should you vote for your party to win then, or should you solely vote based on your like ideas and principles?
I think, well, it depends on whether your ideas and principles are like core values of the party or not.
Yeah,
Because if you like, if you are definitely 100% pro gay marriage, then it's going to be hard to vote for someone Republican, because traditionally the Republican Party has not been the one supporting it. It's always been the Democratic Party. But if
yeah,
you're like 100% pro guns, then you're obviously not really going to vote for the Democratic Party, because, like you said, one of their big things is talking about how they want to take away guns or restrict guns and
yeah,
stuff like that. So it all depends on whether or not it's what they really believe like in the party, because obviously the party has a lot of influence
yeah,
whenever it comes to voting for your presidential candidate. But if it's an issue that's not as big of a party thing as it is a person-to-person thing, like if you are looking for a candidate who shares your same religious beliefs or something like that, that's obviously not going to be one side or the other. That just depends on who you're voting for, like as the individual, not the party.
yeah. I think something else that kind of plays into. We were talking about the whole uh, the two-party system. I think one of the biggest things that comes into play, like I mean, you hear the phrase a lot, like, "Oh, it's a two-party system, so one of these two people has to win." But is that necessarily even like true? Like, is that only true because we say it's true? Like, so many people get the idea in the head, like, oh, it's a two-party system, so I have to vote for Hillary or I have to vote for Trump. But why is that true? Like, if everybody votes for, say, if like 80% of the population voted Gary Johnson, then it's not necessarily a two-party system.
Yeah, well, and that's where it comes in with the electoral college as well, because it's been like I don't remember the last time a third party candidate was voted in, but it's not only ingrained in the minds.
I don't know that there's ever been a third party
There's
like
never been.
to win an election. I don't know. There may have been one.
I think I can't remember what it is, who it was. But I feel like there was someone like way back. It was a long.
There was
time
someone
ago.
who made it into the debates, I think, into the full presidential debates in
Maybe.
like, I think it was with Trump, or not Trump, I'm sorry, with Al Gore and Bush,
Awesome.
I think. There've been a couple times where they made it into the final like debates, but I don't think they ever won. I don't
The
know.
two-party thing, it's not only ingrained in our minds, but it's also ingrained in the minds of the electoral college.
Yeah.
Because even if you look at it, what would happen if a third-party candidate was voted, and then now you have the House of Representatives and the Senate and everything? Pretty much that's based on you're voted in with your party.
Yeah.
You put in your party. And if you're a third party, what's
Oh.
what happens with that?
We got a message from Matthew. He said write-ins. So what do you think about write-ins? Do you think anyone could like legitimately win with a write-in?
I don't think so, because everyone
I mean, D's nuts got pretty popular back in the polls back how long ago?
yeah, everyone has to be on the same page, and the big problem is even if you do want somebody to be president, if they're not already running,
Yeah.
then that means people that they don't want the job. So I think it'd be really hard for someone to be voted in from being a write-in. Plus, it has to be their name has to be written in so perfectly. Like if you mess up by one letter, then it's game over. You know that your vote was just thrown away because it's weeded out by like that. Also, my phone is about to die. So.
All right. Well, let's talk about. He responded. He said, "Haha." So I guess let's talk about real quick to wrap this up. So how do you think people should vote then for this election? Just generally, like, what do you say? Like,
I think to vote, I think you should, like I said, go for prioritize where your stances are and the main things that you care about, and look up the candidates that are that fit most to your beliefs, and then vote for them. But don't be stuck just to Hillary and Trump. If a third party candidate fits into your views, vote for them, and don't be pressured in by anyone else. So vote with your heart.
All right, that sounds good. I'm not gonna tell any of you who I'm voting for, and I'm sure Jungle won't either. We'll keep it a secret. Decide for yourself. That's another big thing. Don't listen to I'd say a lot of people I don't know if a lot of people actually do this, but solely because a celebrity says to vote for somebody, like, oh, go vote for Hillary because you're a racist if you don't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how often people actually do that, but think for yourself. Definitely look up things and vote for the other people. There's more than just presidents being elected this election cycle. So that's really important. Do research and figure out who all's running and what positions and who you need to vote for, because it's really important. And the election is literally. Is there 31 days in this month? Sorry.
It's October.
There's 30.
The first Halloween.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Why wouldn't that be? I'm stupid. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow is Halloween. So that means there's
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. Maybe we'll dress up tomorrow for the episode.
Good call. But so tomorrow the episode's at 3:00. It's Monday. It's an extra episode, but it's still going to be on the topic we said it's going to be on last week. It's going to be about music.
Yeah.
And and whether or not we think or where we think it's going. We're also going to give lists of our top, what we think are the top songs from each genre. It's completely opinion based, so don't get offended if you don't like it. And make your own list if you're not happy with ours. So yeah.
Yes, so that'll be tomorrow. Come join us then, and don't forget to vote in 9 days. It's coming up quick. With that being said, I guess, do we have anything else to say?
I don't. All I have to say is I need a charger.
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. So, goodbye. Send you out with the intro again.